Greetings, doers, and welcome to another video. So, the Forbidden Limited list have been updated on April 15th, and one of the new cards that just came back into the TCG is titled the Dragon Ruler of Waterfalls. It's been a long time since the Dragon Rulers all have been like unlimited or limited, and Tidal being the last Dragon Ruler, uh, is to no surprise. It is the weakest Dragon Ruler of the group of all the Dragon Rulers that we have in the game. However, that's not to say that Tidal does not have any merit. I I'm more inclined to say that I feel that this was a targeted approach that Konami has made with proper sequencing and timing. I think with the format of fire that we're having right now in the TCG, it's only a matter of time until like Konami benefits the other attributes, and I think water is going to be like the next one. And the reason title is very important to come back in the TCG is because of one monster that works well alongside it, and that monster is Stream, the Dragon Ruler of Droplet. With all the Dragon Rulers now being part of the game, all the smaller rulers like Stream, Reactant, Burner, and Lightning all can be played in the TCG. And Stream, personally, is like the strongest smaller ruler out of all the four. And the main reason for that is because of the Atlantean monsters. For those who don't know, Atlanteans debuted on 2012. It is a water themed archetype, which all revolved around monsters that activate whenever they're sent for the cost of an effect. And Stream is a monster that just fits into that category. We call those type of monsters fodder monsters. Like one example would be Atlantean Dragoons. Another one would be Nimble Angler. Like these are all monsters that just like benefit out of being sent to the graveyard, and with the unlimitation uh, of Stream and the unbanning of Title, these fodder monsters now work very well in this deck because we have more cards that can just send those monsters. And as um, as of late, Atlanteans have not done a lot in the past couple years. The last time we seen them relevant was on 2014, right before Hat format, and then the deck slowly got power crept. That's not to say that the deck has not received tools that will benefit it. Throughout the years, the deck has received cards that have worked on their favor. Uh, Nightmare Mermaid was a really strong one back in the day because it just tutored out corruptibility, and since it's a monster that was generic to the extra deck, it gave like all these decks that had the ability to use fodder monsters like an access from the extra deck to just heavy benefit their play. Another card that really benefited them was Crystal Hockey Fibrax. This was another really strong card. Galaxy Tomahawk was another really strong one. There's Curious the Lightsword Dominion, Topologic Gumblar, Soul Charge, Ronin Toadin. This is just like a few examples of all the cards that the deck could abuse back then. There was another version of the deck that just played Sega's Light, and it had a massive amount of pluses. The Mermaid Atlantean strategy basically was very well known for like amassing super extreme card advantage. The main issue with this archetype is that all its main power plays just were gone, and a lot of other plays that the deck could do just started getting power crept. But what does that mean now with Title being in the part of the game? Well, essentially, what this means is that now we have like other strategies that we can pair up with. I'm going to use this example hand that we have as an just to showcase. Like, let's say we use Tidal's effect, we send it and an angler to the graveyard, and Tidal's effect will send any monster to the graveyard. So with Tidal, we're just going to send another copy of Angler. Now both anglers will trigger, and that makes it so we can summon multiple Nimbles from the deck. We already have a Beaver in our hand, so sadly, like we won't be able to like resolve both anglers. However, this is still a really big deal because we have three monsters in the graveyard. We have Mulling Glacier in our hand. We'll just grab these two beavers and we'll just make. Let's make. Let us make Coral Anemone, for example. Since we have five monsters in the graveyard, we can special summon Mulling Glacier. And this is another really cool thing that Tidal can do. Uh, in the past, Mulling Glacier was a very situational card to play in the deck because having exactly five water monsters was not the easiest task to fulfill. But now, with Tidal's existence, we can manipulate the graveyard and just like freely summon it, and then it manipulates the number of water monsters that we need for Mulling Glacier effect. I don't think Mulling Glacier have been power crept. I think a lot of strategies in the game that just made Mulling Glacier obsolete are just strategies that are not being played as much anymore. So if this card ever comes back to the meta game, it's going to be like very, very problematic for your opponent. Let's just keep going. Let's do 1 for 1, 1 for 1 for Beaver. We special Atlantean Prince. Atlantean Prince can trigger its effect. Prince can dump Dragoon and summon Dragoon and grab Dragoon back to our hand. The Dragoon is going to trigger, so Dragoon is going to add us Lapis Dragon. And I kind of want to talk about Lapis Dragon for a second. And a lot of people are calling the term for monster summons like Lapis Poplars. But people do not know that Poplar was not the first monster with this special effect. The effect from being special summoned from being added. Lapis Dragon has this. Salamangreat Meek has this. Altergeist Malwisp has this. Snake Eye Poplar just happens to be like the most powerful monster out of all the monsters that just has this effect. So everything that comes after Poplar is just going to be recognized as a Poplar variant instead of a Lapis variant. That being said, we're going to special summon Poplar Dragon. And there's a lot of other things that we can do. For example, we can make another Link 2 monster. Let's say Nightmare Phoenix, for example. And then we can overlay these two and just make Gigantic. And then we can use Gigantic's effect. A Gigantic can summon like Sprite Blue, Sprite Jet. It can also special summon the Heavy Infantry, and Heavy Infantry gives us an extra normal summon, and we can normal summon the Dragoons. There are other really cool tricks that this deck can do, like summon Bujinki Arashima, and Arashima can summon Dragoon from hand and graveyard, and that can make it so we can summon Bahamut Shark, and Bahamut Shark can make it so we can special summon Toad. This deck does have access to the Ice Jade monsters, and the Ice Jade monsters did not do anything when they first got debuted in Breakers. Trying to remember the set name. The set name where Sword Soul and Flunderies came out. I think it was Bonds of Destiny. But yeah, that set introduced the Ice Jade archetype, and Ice Jade has a lot of powerful monsters. Like, for example, the Ran Argerine is one monster that you can summon. There's also like the Ice Jade Grimmer There's also stuff like Sword Soul Supreme, which works very well with Tidal, so it kind of benefits from Tidal's effect. And it's an easy monster you can summon in this archetype. You get access to stuff like Abyss Gaios, and Abyss Gaios to this day is a very strong XYZ monster. It's essentially like a imperm for like all monsters on the field, and it can be done on either player's turn as a quick effect. So that's very very strong. It also makes it so higher level monsters cannot attack. That's also very strong because we're slowly moving into a meta game where you're just going to see more high level monsters being played than not. So yeah, this is all a means to an end. The next main booster set after Infinite Forbidden is called Rage of the Abyss, and I'm going to make a bold prediction that Rage of the Abyss is going to be a water themed set. And if that ends up happening, I think this archetype is going to be very, very good again. And if this deck becomes good, like sometime in the future, best believe you will probably see Tidal in this deck. And you're probably gonna see like the stream monster being played alongside Tidal. But yeah, that's it from me. I hope you found this video informative to your liking, understanding. More videos coming soon. Keep practicing and keep dueling.